Boston Beer Company. We are Sam Adams, and we are right here in Boston. It was easy to find this place, the Ruggles stop, because I'm only at Stony Brook stop off of Orange Line, so it was really easy to find. I didn't bring a student because our current student is so busy with the analysis, she couldn't get away even for a couple hours. And our previous co-op, what happens usually is the person who takes the lab co-op ends up loving it and stays with the company and takes on a tour center co-op. So it's kind of this revolving situation, which is great, two co-ops in one. I didn't bring any samples either, so don't ask. My bag it's just books and my laptop and stuff. I get that anywhere I go. You got samples? If you wear a logoed shirt in the airport, you got samples? No samples. Which brings me to a point. To apply for this co-op, when you are ready, you have to be 21 years of age by the time the co-op starts. So something to keep in mind, like if you have a late birthday. We also have two breweries, two major production facilities where we make all the beer. We don't make all the beer in that little place. Has anyone ever been on the tour? Yeah? Great. It's a nice little tour, but some people believe that we make all the beer there. We make special styles, but mainly we're responsible for the research and development. That's where you guys come in, lab analysis. Our production breweries are in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'll talk about some of the core responsibilities that we have for this co-op. It's basically daily chemical and physical analysis, going from the start of the brewing process to the end. So back to this slide here. As soon as we start boiling our beer, or what ingredients go into beer, yeast, water, malt, start boiling it, ends up in a fermenter, storage tank, finally into your pint glass or a keg at your local facility. Well, we train our lab co-ops to follow the beer throughout the complete process. There's specifications so that our beer, from birth until enjoyment, is tracked. And the lab co-op has basically full responsibility of that with some oversight. There's microanalysis also. Obviously you want your beer to be clean. If your beer is not clean, it will taste kind of sour. Is anyone, well, you guys aren't 21, I can't ask that question. But if you have a beer at a pub, or you're watching your parents have a beer at a pub, yeah. Or a friend, you can get some off notes and flavors, and sometimes that can be related to the draft lines at the facility or an unclean glass. Other times it can be related to bacteria from the beer from an incomplete fermentation. So our goal is always to follow our specs, and we train our co-ops to recognize the specs, follow them, and report to us if something is out. It's a big responsibility, but to me this program is all about, the co-op program is about mentoring. And you're there to learn professional skills in a professional environment. And we want to make a high quality product, so you become part of that, you become part of our team, our family. Some other things, daily responsibilities like sanitation and cleanliness of the lab. Just like in your lab classes, counters have to be clean, there's dishes to be done, there's glassware that has to be put back, there's supplies that need to be ordered, standard lab stuff. We have SOPs, standard operating procedures that we follow. We have a master binder, and we ask every semester that you guys help us update that to revise and update procedures as necessary. And that helps us out, and it also develops your technical writing skills. Making up stock solutions and reagents for the lab. Here's taste panel. That's something else. That's why you have to be 21, because you'll touch the beer. You also help set up taste panel every day. We're a group of us in Brewing and Quality sit down and we analyze the beer from each stage of the process, but mostly the final finished process. And we're comparing. We'll get samples shipped in from the breweries, and we'll taste them against each other to make sure the bitterness in Cincinnati is the same as the bitterness in Pennsylvania. And then we'll try our research projects that we're doing. You know, we're developing a new style. Like this year we developed a pumpkin beer that we had never done before. So we came up with a recipe, brewed it a few times, dumped it a few times, and then tasted it. Ultimately Jim Cook and then the VP of Brewing and Quality and some other directors have the call, like, is this good enough? Is this what we were searching for? And you know, you're part of that project with all the analysis, the reporting out. It's a great opportunity. So that's setting up the taste panel. I like to think our work environment's pretty fun, but it's also very professional. Like I said, this is all about mentoring and you guys gaining professional skills for going out into the world. Northeastern is known for the co-op program. It's great. Our expectation of you is commitment to task. You know, you start with us, we train you, and you stay committed to the task, committed to the goals, and we achieve a high-quality product in a professional work environment. Other things are, you know, maybe it goes without saying, we expect people to be on time, organized, good with reporting, and safety. Even though it's a fun work environment, there's safety concerns. You know, we're working around big barrels, and we're working around hot kettles, things like this, where you'd be collecting samples. We're responsible for your safety. We also empower you to be safe. Oh, a couple other examples I wrote down about ways you would be professionally developed are, in addition to your position as the lab co-op technician and doing all the analysis, is we have temporary workers also that come in on cycles, and they handle things like our beer library. Those beers that come in for taste panel, we get 2 beers from every tank that is bottled. So that's a lot of beer. So we have to keep a library of it in Boston for consumer complaints, but mostly for us to analyze and taste. Well, there's a temp that comes in and helps organize those shelves and get rid of the old stuff, bring in the new stuff, getting it labeled. And so another part of your development would be you'd be supervising that person, or knowing what they know, and then have them come to you and say, hey Jim or Teresa, what's next? So I think that's very useful for a person getting professional experience, because you'll end up in an entry-level job when you're out of school, and then quickly you'll be moving into a managerial or supervisory position, and that's always new for people. Another thing is we like to check in with the co-ops once a month and make sure everything's going well, everyone's feeling good about what they're doing, no one's overwhelmed, and we can trust the numbers, right? Because there's a lot of analysis and procedures we follow. So we challenge you to set the agenda for those meetings. You know, what can I do better? We ask for feedback too, like what can we do better in managing you? And it's worked out really well. It's because you don't want to let things go till the end of your co-op and then, I didn't feel good about this, or I felt really good about this. We're big on feedback and mentoring and knowing what's going on. I welcome you to come by the tour center in Jamaica Plain. We have a nice tour, and it's that's the cool thing about Boston beer as well, and you being part of that co-op. In Boston, we represent the brand. Everyone comes to our tour from all over the country, even some international folks, to touch the brand. They come in and see the copper kettles and our setup, which is very small compared to production, and they're there to understand the brand and touch the brand. A lot of them think that we make all the beer in Boston. We don't. We research and design all the products, and we do have some special Belgian ales that we're making now. Some sour Belgian ales are going great. We sell those in the gift shop, but you know, you're part of that. People come to see the brand, and you know, you represent Boston beer. So come by the tour. Come on and check it out. And if you do, come by the lab, ask for me, or I can introduce you to the current co-op and ask questions.